Have you ever heard those so-called biker rules that sound more like tall tales than good riding advice? In this video, we're calling out 7 rules that just don't hold water. Yes, some traditions carry weight, but others are outmoded or even unsafe. If you've been told to follow them without question, it might be time to set the record straight. Real riding culture is about enjoying the open road, not blindly sticking to mandates that no longer make sense. So let's dive right in, cut through the nonsense, and keep what truly matters. Buckle up, or rather, strap on that helmet and let's get rolling. 7. Leather or nothing. Many folks don't realize that the insistence on leather-only gear can limit safety options. The notion that a real biker must always wear full leather gear, no exceptions, might look cool, but it ignores today's advanced riding apparel. Leather was originally favored for its abrasion resistance and style, famously popularized by Marlon Brando in The Wild One. The classic black leather jacket truly took off when Shot NYC introduced the first modern motorcycle jacket, the Perfecto, in 1928. Times changed though, and modern textiles like Kevlar or Cordura can rival or exceed leather's protective qualities, while offering superior breathability. The Indian Motorcycle Company, established in 1901 and widely credited as America's first motorcycle manufacturer, paved the way for riders who needed sturdy attire to tackle open roads. Back then, leather was one of the best materials around for both protection and durability. Nowadays, riders can pick from high-tech fabrics that serve just as well, or better across varying climates and conditions. Clinging to the all-leather rule can leave you roasting in summer or freezing in winter if your jackets lack proper ventilation or insulation. By all means, embrace the timeless leather look if you love it. Just don't overlook the benefits of modern gear, which can keep you safer, cooler, or warmer depending on the situation. In the end, it's your comfort and well-being on the line. 6. Only cruiser bikes count. There's nothing wrong with loving the rumble of a big cruiser, but it shouldn't be your only choice. Some folks believe a proper biker must straddle a heavyweight cruiser, preferably slathered in chrome and roaring with the V-twin. While cruisers are indeed an American icon, Harley-Davidson, founded in 1903 in Milwaukee, set the standard for that laid-back riding posture. They aren't the only option on the market. Brands like Honda and Triumph also offer superb touring and sport touring motorcycles, brimming with comfort, reliability, and technology. Triumph, founded in 1902, quickly became a competitor with legendary bikes like the Bonneville, celebrated for its parallel twin engine and classic design. Then there's the Honda Goldwing, unveiled in 1974, which revolutionized the touring world by sporting a liquid-cooled, horizontally opposed engine that delivered an exceptionally smooth ride. It helped shape the premium touring segment, proving long trips could be done comfortably. Meanwhile, models like the Triumph Bonneville and Indian Chief retain timeless appeal but don't necessarily restrict you to one riding style. Focusing strictly on cruisers can close you off to the variety and innovation other bike types offer. Sport bikes, adventure motorcycles, and standards each deliver unique experiences. There's simply no law stating a real biker can't sample them all. If winding mountain passes or off-road trails tempt you, a dual sport or sport tour might be a better fit. Ultimately, ride what suits your personality and terrain, not someone else's rigid definition of authenticity. 5. Never wave at scooter riders or non-bikers. It's surprising how many people take this no-wave concept seriously. This unwritten, somewhat snobbish rule insists that you shouldn't acknowledge scooter riders or folks on smaller bikes. That mindset clashes with the camaraderie bikers usually prize. The iconic wave between motorcycle riders has historically symbolized unity among those facing the same wind, sun, and the occasional bug in the teeth. When you exclude scooter riders or 125cc newbies, you fracture that solidarity. Consider Vespa, launched by the Italian company Piaggio in 1946, which brought affordable, stylish mobility to post-war Europe. It exploded in popularity worldwide, proving two-wheeled transport isn't limited to monster cruisers or race-ready sport bikes. Many experienced riders began on smaller engines themselves before upgrading to bigger models. A friendly wave is a gesture of respect towards those sharing the road on two wheels. You never know. Today's scooter rider might become tomorrow's touring enthusiast. Cultivating acceptance keeps the biking community alive and encourages more people to join our ranks. So go ahead and wave at your fellow road warriors. The spirit of two-wheeled adventure thrives on inclusivity, regardless of engine size or brand logo. 4. Helmets are for the weak. Risking a traumatic head injury is no laughing matter. This misguided rule is downright dangerous. Some old-school bikers argue that true riders go bareheaded, no matter the consequences. The reality is that helmets have saved countless lives since the dawn of mass-produced motorcycles. Back in 1953, Professor C.F. Red Lombard created the first crash helmet meant to absorb impact, paving the way for today's helmets that meet DOT and Snell standards. Harley-Davidson's legendary machines, including the 1936 Knucklehead, shaped the American motorcycle image. But even then, riders dealt with hazards like gravel, erratic drivers, and potholes. Eventually, official testing standards emerged, and helmet makers like Bell, founded by Roy Richter, and Shoei, established in 1959 in Japan, began refining the art and science of head protection. Overwhelming evidence shows that wearing a well-fitted helmet cuts the risk of severe head injury dramatically. Ignoring helmets doesn't signal toughness, it just boosts your odds of a catastrophic accident. If you crave some wind in your face, explore open face or modular helmets. Real freedom is about riding home safely at the end of the day. Don't let misplaced pride overshadow your well-being. A helmet secures more than your head. It helps safeguard every future ride you plan to take. 3. Loud pipes are a must. Riding a bike with a deafening exhaust can cause more aggravation than it's worth. The old saying, "loud pipes save lives," implies that blasting noise helps cars and pedestrians notice you. Sure, a deep rumble can be thrilling, especially if you're on a finely tuned Harley-Davidson V-twin or an Indian Chief with that trademark pulse. But relying on volume alone for safety is flawed. Modern vehicles boast robust soundproofing, so many drivers won't hear you until you're practically on top of them. A better strategy involves skillful defensive riding, checking mirrors, anticipating moves, and staying aware of blind spots. Deafening exhaust can tarnish the biker image, often prompting stricter noise ordinances, like those seen in parts of Denver or certain European cities. Even Harley-Davidson, famed for its signature roar, has developed quieter exhaust systems that retain that iconic character without assaulting the eardrums of everyone in a 4-block radius. Meanwhile, newer tech like brighter lighting and even collision detection systems arguably do more to keep you alive than noise. If you love a bit of growl, that's fine. Just don't fall for the myth that cranking the decibels is your main defense on the road. Ride in a way that respects others and keep the community's reputation intact. 2. Bigger is always better. Blindly chasing the largest possible engine can empty your wallet and knock your confidence. There's a belief that once you start on a small or mid-range bike, you're obligated to move up to a giant heavyweight machine. Supposedly, bigger displacement equals more admiration. Yet not everybody needs, wants, or benefits from, say, an 1800cc touring beast. Models like the Suzuki SV650 or the Kawasaki Versys 650 strike a balance of power, agility, and comfort for a huge range of riders. Others prefer 500cc or 750cc bikes for everyday commutes and light weekend adventures. Harley-Davidson's own product line demonstrates that going larger isn't always the singular path forward. Over the years, they've rolled out smaller displacement options like the Street 500 and 750 to suit urban environments. BMW has likewise enjoyed immense success with its mid-range F-Series, favored for its fuel efficiency and manageable power delivery. It's all about finding the bike that fits your riding environment, physical stature, and goals. Jumping from a 300cc or 500cc straight to a full-dress cruiser can be hazardous if you haven't adjusted to added weight and torque. Scale up when and if it feels right, not because others dictate that you must. The best motorcycle is the one that inspires confidence and joy every time you fire it up. 1. Never wear high-visibility gear. Jokes aside, turning yourself into a stealth target on busy roads is asking for trouble. Sure, a neon jacket doesn't radiate that classic rebel vibe, but it can be a lifesaver. Some old-school bikers think bright or reflective gear ruins the tough look. However, research from the Motorcycle Safety Foundation is pretty clear. High-visibility apparel and reflective patches can drastically cut down accidents because they help other drivers spot you sooner. Today's high-vis gear offers more than day-glow vests, featuring modern designs with Scotch-Light accents woven into the fabric. Even storied brands like Indian and Triumph release jackets that incorporate reflective piping without screaming construction worker. The aim is to help inattentive drivers see you before it's too late. Being easily seen is a cornerstone of defensive riding, especially in rush hour traffic or poorly lit areas. If a dash of bright color increases your odds of returning home in one piece, it's a worthwhile trade-off. After all, staying alive to ride another day is the best tradition. Style points are great, but not if they come at the expense of basic safety. Embrace whatever gear keeps you visible, comfortable, and protected, because you can't control the drivers around you, but you can help them notice you. And there you have it, 7 biker rules that deserve a firm goodbye. True riding culture is about respect, safety, and the thrill of the open road, not rigid commandments that lead you astray. If you've been following any of these blindly, there's no shame in adapting and forging your own path. Hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, consider hitting that subscribe button to join our two-wheeled family. Ride safe, ride smart, and remember, the only real rule is to enjoy your bike, the freedom it brings, and every mile of the journey ahead.